Hey guys, I'm going to give you a quick lab quiz review for week 6, lab 6. Okay. So this lab is going to cover, the quiz is going to cover the blood types and things like that. So if we remember looking at the blood groups, right? So we have the blood type O, A, B, and AB. All right. So we want to remember that. Starting off with type O does not have any antigens, right? That's why it's going to be able to be the universal donor, right? It does have, in the plasma, we have the anti-A and anti-B, excuse me, antibodies, but because we don't have any antigens here, we're able to donate this blood universally, right? Now, blood type A has, A antigens, right? A proteins that's going to be on the surface of that red blood cell. However, in the plasma, it's going to have antibodies in the plasma for anti-B antibodies, right? And basically vice versa for blood type B. B is going to have B antigens, right? Those proteins that's going to be on the surface, and they're going to have anti-A antibodies in the plasma, right? So blood type AB, right? So AB has both A and B antigens on their surface, right? But they're not going to have, there's not going to be any antibodies, anti-A or anti-B antibodies in the plasma, right? So it's because of this right here where AB is the universal receiver because they have the A and the B antigens on their surface, right? And again, so we have universal receiver, right? Whereas blood type O was universal donor, right? So remember that because blood type O doesn't have any A or B antigens, the only blood type that, or type O is only able to receive type O blood, right? And again, type AB is going to be the blood type for where you can receive blood from any number of types. Okay. So remember these matching. You'll see matching again, right? So remember these matching. Okay. And remember some of the definitions and facts as well. So an antigen, right, that you're going to see on the surface, right? They're going to be a component of human blood that gives it its type. All right, so it's that antigen, those proteins that are on the surface that give blood its type. Okay. Also know that the universal donor, right, is going to be type O, right, because it has no antigens, but there are antibodies AB in the plasma. Remember that universal recipient, type AB, because it has antigens for A and B, okay, but no antibodies. It's going to attack it. Remember, there's going to be a term that you want to remember, erythroblastosis fetalis, right? And that's just basically a hemolytic disease, okay? And remember that agglutinins, right? These agglutinins, excuse me, they're going to be found where? In the plasma, okay? They're going to be found in the plasma, okay? These agglutinins are going to be found in the plasma. The least common type of blood that we have in our population will be type AB, the universal receiver, right? It's going to be the least common. And of course, as I mentioned, type O blood can only receive blood from type O because of the antibodies AB. Okay, so this is going to be a quick lab quiz review. I'm also going to post the PowerPoint as well. You guys will do well. Let me know if you have any questions, okay?